Hey everybody, welcome to the Sky Lounge. This is Cruise Peruse, episode number 104, boys and girls, here in the beautiful, sometimes dreary Las Vegas. Yes, we are up early in the morning, but bit of an odd weather pattern today, boys and girls. Bit of an odd weather pattern here today, this morning. But the city of Las Vegas never sleeps, just like me, who I slept. I slept at like 2 a.m. So that's a positive, boys and girls. Got some hours of sleep and got some more Vegas news, boys and girls. Not the Vegas Golden Knights, not these guys, but the Las Vegas Raiders. That's right. Be used to saying that real soon. The Las Vegas Raiders unveiled their stadium yesterday. Well, now let me be perfectly clear. This building is not 100% complete at the moment. Every time I drove by this stadium, which they're now going to call Allegiant Stadium, right? Allegiant is actually a company based in Las Vegas, and kind of makes sense that it's going to be the Allegiant Stadium for the Las Vegas Raiders. But stadium isn't complete yet. However, they unveiled plans months ago, right? Years ago, that everything's going to get done. So supposedly this stadium should get done by sometime next year. I'm imagining around August or July, just because of the fact of preseason that you have to consider. But this stadium is crazy, because I remember I was one of the many people who are saying that is crazy amounts of just taxpayer dollars just flooding into the stadium. And I mean, listen, I'm not an idiot, right? Getting out the taxpayers' fucking money. Perhaps in a couple of years, our social and educational programs are fucked. But it's Sin City. Our education ranking is almost dead last, if I'm not mistaken. It should be dead last when I checked a couple of years ago. Yeah, our kids are dumb. They're not going to get any fucking better. So fuck them. Sports! Yeah, I know. That's a terrible thing to say. But you can feel Raiders mania here in Las Vegas now. You can genuinely feel the aura from the fans, right? Especially Raiders fans. And again, I'm happy for Raiders fans. I'm not going to be that fucking guy, who says, "Oh man, the Raiders suck." I'm one of those folks that like to be honest, right? If something is trash, I'm going to call it trash. And let's be honest, Raiders fans, your team hasn't been good. They haven't. They just flat out haven't. That one postseason exception. Actually, that one season. It wasn't even a fucking postseason. It was actually one season. Jack Del Rio, Derek Carr's unbelievably great season. Khalil Mack just killing it. Amari Cooper in there too. I don't know if Bruce Irvin was in there. Was he? I don't know if he was. He might have been. I know he left the Seahawks to go to the Raiders, but was it that specific season? Maybe. But that was the last time you guys were good. Now, I'm not here to be a dick puncher, but I kind of am. What the fuck is your solution this season? Again, Raiders fans, I want you guys to do well, because I got a lot of Raiders friends, right? I want them to do well. Simultaneously, the questions have to be asked. Is Tom Cable really the guy you're relying on for your offensive line coordinator? Really? That's not your answer. You really think Antonio Brown and Vontaze Burfict are going to get along swimmingly in that locker room and cause no fucking chaos? You're kidding yourselves. Is Derek Carr going to be able to revert back to his superior form of a couple years back? Probably not, because John Gruden, oh my God, whatever you want to call him. If you want to call him a whiz, that's fine. But oh dear. I never seen a more two-faced fucking coach in a while. I haven't seen a two-faced coach like that in a while. And listen, the business of football is a cold one. It's a cruel, cold business where if you're not good enough, you're going to get cut. And, it's the bottom dollars that counts. And John Gruden kind of took that mantra to heart. And really, he's making this kind of a difficult situation. Fucking stupid bitch. Not John Gruden. This fucking cunt who was driving right next to me. But John Gruden, I think, is understandably doing this because he knows the Raiders brand needs a rebrand. Because again, just mediocrity on years on years on years. And now with the new stadium, new place, you want there to be recognition of the old brand, the name, the Raiders, but at the same time, you want to rebrand in terms of how you go about things. Oh, sorry, boys and girls, I got some shit in my ear. And listen, I'm not saying what I'm fucking saying is the be-all, end-all solution. I'm not. And I'm not even offering any solution right now. Because Raiders, you're rebranding. I don't know if you want to call it a success right now. I really don't. We'll see by next year. But I'll guarantee you one thing: the first home Raiders game is going to be a sellout crowd. No doubt in my mind, it's going to be a sellout crowd. That place is going to generate and just pump out revenue like it's fucking cake. And just imagine if the Raiders make it to the playoffs. Mark Davis doesn't even need to get a fucking Viagra to get a hard on for that shit. But again, I question the rebranding method. I'm never an avid fan of any team going on Hard Knocks because it's just so fucking dumb. The locker room and training and the brotherhood that you form in and off the field, on and off the field, it's kind of a sacred bond, and it should be a very exclusive secret, kind of vibe, instead of just laying all the fucking team's dirty laundry out in national television. Granted, it's cable television, but people still watch HBO. It's still a talking point. They bring it up on national media all the time, especially now, because we are reaching football season. We are only 2 days away from preseason football. So boys and girls, with the Raiders, I only ask because I just don't know, man. I'm not a huge fan of John Gruden's method right now. I'm not a huge fan of Antonio Brown, clearly. I'm really not. I really don't like Antonio Brown. I think it's just a fucking cancer. And talent doesn't outweigh that. It really doesn't. You've seen firsthand what that dude and Le'Veon Bell and Ben Roethlisberger in one same fucking pot can do. So I'm a skeptic. I'm always a skeptic. I want to see proof before anything else. And so for you Raiders fans who can't say anything negative, and you're probably just going to call me a fucking idiot, whatever, fine. But look at the reality of our team. You guys are what, like fucking 3-13, 4-12 or some shit like that last season? And you failed at the tanking too. That was the ultimate problem last season for you guys. You failed at tanking. You were doing so well in terms of failing, just outright failing, and then just you win some games. And there's also the Arizona Cardinals, who are just abjectly terrible. So hopefully the move to Vegas can make you guys great again. But until then, until something of substance happens, I'm a skeptic. I'm that fucking person that says prove me wrong. Prove it to me. I'm those fucking guys. And people like that are called assholes. And I accept that. I gladly accept that. I gladly accept my title as an asshole. I do. But there are certain titles, boys and girls, that when you are given that title, there is a fair amount of responsibility. There has to be a sense of self-responsibility, obligation. But sometimes people take that title lightly. And this is the platform where I want to talk about Laurent Koscielny, formerly of Arsenal Football Club, and detail to you why this was so frustrating. So it was announced today Laurent Koscielny will be headed to Bordeaux, the French league-owned club, and reported fee of around, nearly £5 million, which is whatever, right? For a 33-year-old glass defender, yeah, that's an admirable transfer fee. Now, Laurent Koscielny has been a servant of Arsenal for, 8 odd years? What truly irritates me about this man is he was vice captain along Per Mertesacker until Mertesacker retired to become a youth academy manager for Arsenal. Shout out to Per Mertesacker. And when Per Mertesacker stepped down, obviously Laurent Koscielny was named captain. And Laurent led us to nothing. He got that clutch goal in the 2014 FA Cup against Hull City. He got a couple of clutch goals here and there. And to me, now this is just my opinion, to me, what it feels like for the reason Koscielny leaving is because workload, probably. Mainly because our center back situation is a fucking dud. And maybe just not meeting eye to eye with the manager. This was a guy who was brought on by Arsene Wenger, French guy, and I'm pretty sure there was some level of comfortability and an amicable nature relationship between him and Arsene Wenger. But you get this new manager coming in, Spanish dude, new philosophy, new ideas. The old relic couldn't change with the times. And this fuckface, and there's a reason why I'm going to call him fuckface here. This fuckface goes ahead before the preseason, okay, before we head off to the U.S., before our Arsenal boys head off to the U.S. for their fucking preseason. This fuckface goes ahead and says, nah, I'm not going to go to preseason. I'm the captain of this club, but I'm not going to go. Never specified a reason, just said he wasn't going to go. He wasn't going to participate in any team activities. And we were waiting weeks and weeks for this deal to get done, and I'm so glad it is. I'm so fucking glad we got Koscielny out the door. And listen, I'm one of those fucking people. I was a fucking avid defender of Laurent Koscielny. I defended this man. I said this dude is a captain. This dude has really been the stalwart, consistent, stalwart face of consistency for our defense for years. And then he ups and does this. I just said, bye, cool, bye. Glad I never bought your kit. Glad I just never bought your jersey. Regrettably, I still have Alexis Sanchez jerseys, but that's a different story. Because Bordeaux, best of luck. You got a 30-some-odd-year-old man who plays brilliantly for a couple of games, and then he gets injured every fucking time, like without pause. He just gets injured, and it's just so frustrating because this fucking guy, after Arsenal took care of this motherfucker, ups and leaves. Now, there's a part of me that obviously loves Laurent Koscielny with what he's done for our club. Significant goals coming in at pivotal moments in Arsenal history. Especially that, I keep coming back to that 2014 FA Cup, but that 2014 FA Cup was crucial. That game, I swear to God, man, like if they didn't win the FA Cup that year, we would have been stuck in the banter era, and Wenger would have been gone earlier. Which, in hindsight, like maybe that would have been a good thing. But yeah, doesn't matter. Because Koscielny's gone. Bye bye. And now there's rumors, boys and girls. All right, this is the last bit of Arsenal news that I want to talk about. There's rumors After we signed Nicolas Pepe, after we loaned in Danny Ceballos, after we signed the youngster Martinelli, and, long-term contract but loaned out to Saint Etienne, William Saliba, we have a potential another signing, which that's gross. Fuck you. I'm a gross person. But I'm also a surprised person. Because just last week, when this rumor was spreading about, I thought it was a fucking joke. I really thought it was a fucking joke. And now these are, and again, boys and girls, these are still reports, these are still rumors. We don't 100% know yet. But Philippe Coutinho, player from Barcelona, formerly of Liverpool, is in talks of a loan move to Arsenal. Wow. Wow. Okay. I'm very curious to see what happens. I really am. Will we get this guy loaned in? Maybe. The bigger issue is always defense. It has been. Now with the fucking vanishing act of Laurent Koscielny, and hopefully a potential move from Sharjah Mustafi, can pave the way for this team to buy some fucking defense. Listen, I love Callum Chambers. I think he's fantastic. Rob Holding is going to be back soon. I do like Socrates. He's great, but he needs a second pairing. He needs somebody to help him, bolster that back line and help out Lino, because God forbid Lino learns how to fucking save, but he can't now. So we got to get a defender. We've already filled our quota on midfielders, on strikers, on attackers. We're good. Let's go out there, get a defender now. Okay, get a fucking defender, and maybe a cheap left back. Like the Kieran Tierney thing, I was kind of on board for when they tell me, oh, he's injured, dude, go for it, fucking go for it. Bring him in, have him rehab with our guys. So the first few weeks he can get acclimated to the Arsenal environment, and then just hope for the best. Because we got, our back line is old. Like, except Kolasinac and Bellerin and Chambers and Holding. But Socrates and Monreal are old. We need viable partnerships/replacements. And I'm hoping Arsenal does that. Now, boys and girls, we're reaching our journey's end. And I want to talk about the all-decade NBA team. Okay, let's talk about this all-decade NBA team. The first team. I'm going to go off the top of my head here, from what I remember here, boys and girls. LeBron James, Steph Curry, James Harden, Kevin Durant. Is that 4? Yeah, that's 4. Kawhi Leonard. That's your 5. That's your first team. All right. Second team. Blake Griffin, Chris Paul. Is it Carmelo? Yeah, Carmelo was in there. Carmelo, Russell Westbrook. Oh boy, I'm blanking. I'm fucking blanking right now, man. Anyhow. Fuck. Anyhow. Third team, Kobe Bryant, Giannis Antetokounmpo, Dwayne Wade. Oh my gosh. I'm really just trying to remember this shit right now. Paul George. Oh, Anthony Davis was in the second team. I apologize. Anthony Davis was in the second team. And, okay, so I said Kobe, Dwayne Wade, Paul George. Fuck. It's going to drive me nuts. It's going to drive me nuts because I know this, but I don't. So, anyways. There's only a couple of things I want to talk about with that all-NBA team, those 3 teams. A, how is James Harden the first team and not Russell Westbrook? I'm sorry. James Harden as a first team in the all-decade list doesn't make any fucking sense to me. It really doesn't. In terms of production, in terms of what he's done, great. The last couple of years. But if you're talking about the decade, Russell Westbrook takes the goddamn cake. No fucking problem. Secondly, and lastly, Kobe Bryant being on that list was kind of a surprise. And I know there's gonna be fucking naysayers and dumbasses who say Kobe Bryant wasn't great. All right, from 2010 to 2014, when Kobe was actually good, before the fucking injuries killed him. Guess what? Those stretch of 4 years, absolutely just dominant. And also, he won an MVP, Finals MVP, and an NBA championship. Finals, actually, MVP he won in 2008. So, yeah, NBA lists. These lists that writers and journalists make, sometimes they're wrong. They're flat out wrong, okay? And you got to call them out. So, that's my cuntiness for today, boys and girls. So follow me at the Sky Lounge and all the links in the description below. Like, comment, subscribe for more daily content. Now fuck off.